Chapter 8. Calm down, I told myself. I leaned my head against my locker and concentrated on the lock. 23, 5, 17. Click. The lock opened. So how about it, Randy? Lucas persisted. Want to eat with me? Don't get him angry, I said to myself. Stay calm and stay away from him. I dumped my books in the bottom of my locker. I can't, I told him. Oh, okay. He drooped a little. I promised David and Sarah I'd go over the math homework with them, I explained. Well, it was true. David Slater? Lucas straightened up. He's such a jerk. No, he's not, I said. He's very nice. We'll eat tomorrow then. Together, Lucas insisted, right? Well, I hesitated. Right, Randy? Sure, I agreed queasily. Tomorrow. I watched him slowly walk down the hall toward the lunchroom. A little shiver raced through me. Does the Pete inside him want to tag me in the Fear Street woods? Stop, I ordered myself. Consider the facts. 1. Lucas looks tired. 2. He seems to like me, the new kid. 3. He wants me at the hide-and-seek game. But that's not enough to prove Lucas is Pete. I'm going to find out for sure, I decided. If I'm positive that Lucas is Pete, I can avoid him at the game. I won't let him catch me. I don't want to spend the next year with a disgusting boy ghost, or any ghost at all. I grabbed my lunch and hurried off to meet David and Sarah. I found Sarah at a corner table in the back corner of the cafeteria. David's in line getting ice cream, Sarah explained. Listen, Sarah, I said breathlessly. You've got to help me. Help you what? I think Pete has taken over Lucas's body. I'm going to spy on him until I find out for sure. Will you help me? Sarah stared at me as if I'd gone crazy. Lucas? She cried. No way. I think so, I insisted. You know what he did? He asked me if I eat lunch with him. Sarah slapped her hands against her cheeks in mock horror. He asked you to eat lunch with him? That's terrifying. I sighed impatiently. Listen, then he said something about me being new. And then he said he hoped I'd be at the hide-and-seek game. Plus, he looks tired, probably from staying up all night in the graveyard. Sarah tapped her chin. I don't know, Randy. It sounds kind of silly to me. I mean, I'm not even sure I believe in all this Pete stuff. We were just trying to scare you at the sleepover. I wasn't sure I believed in Pete either. But if there was nothing to the stories, why had they lasted all these years? Why were some kids, like Anita, truly afraid of him? I had to find out, before the game. I nudged Sarah. You won't help me? Help you what? David sat down, slurping on an ice cream cone. Randy wants to spy on Lucas. She thinks he's Pete. David laughed. Lucas? No way. That's what I said, Sarah pointed out. I turned to David. I want to find out for sure, and Sarah won't help me. And, well, it would be kind of scary to spy on Lucas alone. Will you help me, David? David gaped at me as if I lost my mind. Come on, David, I pleaded. It makes sense. If we know who Pete is before the game, we can stay away from him. And you don't want him to tag you, do you? No, I don't, David said. But what if he catches us spying on him? He won't, I assured him. We'll be extra careful. Please, David? He glanced at Sarah, who shook her head as if to say, Randy is nuts, and we might as well accept it. Okay, David said. I'll help you. Thanks. I feel better already. When should we start? David shrugged. How about tonight? You guys are crazy, Sarah declared. Maybe, I replied, but when June 10th comes, David and I will know who to hide from. Who knows, Sarah? Maybe Pete will tag you. I waited until after dinner when darkness approached. I'm going out for a walk around the neighborhood, I told Mom and Dad. Can I come? Baby squealed. That's just what I need, I thought. Baby tagging along. No way. You can't come, I told her firmly. I want to be alone. Be careful, honey, Mom said. Don't stay out too long. I won't, I promised, pushing up the kitchen door. But secretly, I thought, I'll stay out as long as it takes. I met David on the corner of the Fear Street and Park Drive. You ready? He asked. Ready, I replied. We walked to Lucas's house. Lucas lived on Fear Street too, not far from my house. We stood across the street, hiding in the shadows. There were lights on in Lucas's kitchen. I saw a woman in the window. Who's that? I whispered. Looks like Lucas's mom, David said, washing the dishes or something. We waited. So far, the only movement was Lucas's mother in the kitchen window. This could get pretty dull, I thought. What if Lucas doesn't come out? I asked. What if we waste a whole night standing here for nothing? Shh, David whispered. Look. The front door opened. Lucas appeared. He hurried down the steps across the front lawn. He started down Fair Street toward the woods. David and I ducked behind a parked car until he passed. Then we followed him. We stayed on the other side of the street. I prayed he wouldn't notice us. He walked briskly down the street, whistling. The tune sounded familiar. What is that song? I wondered. I know it from somewhere. He whistled it over and over. At last I recognized it. I remembered it. I remember singing it as a little kid. A funeral march. The words went, Pray for the dead, and the dead will pray for you, simply because there is nothing to do. I glanced at David. He knew the song too. Creepy, I whispered. Why is he whistling a funeral march? Maybe it's Pete, David suggested, remembering his own funeral. I shivered. We passed by my house. I glanced at it longingly. So warm and cozy and safe. Maybe I should run back inside and forget about all this, I thought. But Lucas kept walking, and David did too. It was nice of David to come with me. I couldn't let him down now. And anyway, I had to find out about the truth about Lucas. We reached the Fair Street woods. Lucas turned off the road and disappeared into the trees. David and I crossed the street. We hesitated at the edge of the woods. It's awfully dark in there, I said. I heard Lucas's footsteps crunching over twigs and leaves. They moved deeper and deeper into the woods and farther away from us. We're losing him, David exclaimed. He started into the dark, dark woods. My feet didn't seem to want to follow, but I forced them. I didn't want to be alone. We listened for Lucas's footsteps, trying to follow them. This way, David whispered. We shuffled through the shrubs. But Lucas's footsteps grew faint. After a few minutes, I didn't hear a sound. Where did he go? I wanted to call out, Lucas, where are you? But I knew that would be stupid. I didn't want him to find us. We stumbled through the woods, trying not to make noise. No sign of him now. Lucas disappeared. He was lost in the shadows. Then I heard noises off in the distance. I listened hard. David, do you hear that? He froze, listening. It sounded like kids' voices. Kids' voices shouting something. A breeze fluttered the leaves. The sounds grew clearer, carried on the wind. I thought I heard a shout of, Ollie Ollie oxen free. There were giggles, and then, You're it? You're it? What's going on? I wondered. Maybe it's Pete. Maybe he's practicing for the hide-and-seek game. I attack you. You're it. I shivered in my shorts and t-shirt. It's June, I thought. I shouldn't be cold. But the breeze blew across my skin. The hair on my arm stood straight up. A childish voice screamed, Run home! Run home! David grabbed him by the arm. Sweat dripped down his face. We've got to get out of here, he cried. He yanked on my arm. I didn't have a chance to say a word. We tore through the woods as fast as our sneakers could take us. I could barely keep up with David. A little boy began to chant, 5, 10, 15. Come on, Randy, he shouted. Hurry up. I think he was even more scared than I was. The Fair Street woods loomed around us like a pitch-black maze. I dodged trees and branches, trying to keep up with David. 45, 50, 55, the boy called. Please don't let Lucas spot us, I begged. Please let us get out of here, okay? This way, David cried. He pointed to a light up ahead. 75, 80. The boy's voice grew higher and shriller. I didn't know what the light was. I hoped it meant safety. I aimed my body at it and pumped my legs as far as it can go. As I ran, I heard the little boy cry, 100! Ready or not, here I come!